The Honorable Assistant Minister, Amen. Our Honorable Chief Guest this afternoon is the former Honorable Chone Usumate. Let us put our hands together.
The Honorable Vijay Nath, Assistant Minister for Infrastructure, Transport, Disaster Management, Meteorology Services, the Commissioner Northern, Mr. Chavasa Wadea, Permanent Provincial Administrator, Rural Advisory Councillor, members of the community that we have here in Nukolo and Balanga. It's a great pleasure for me and the team to be here this afternoon on the second day of our visit to the north. And it's great to be, because today this will be the third commissioning that we're doing. We've commissioned one water source, one electrification program in Wuni Maudhia, is it? Wuni Manula in Sanganga. Tongue tied for me. Oh, and I recognize also the CEO for the Sub-Sub Town Council. So my visit so far to the Northern Division has basically been to see firsthand the infrastructure developments that are taking place, those that fall under the portfolio that I have been asked to look after together with my good friend, the Honorable Vijay Nath. And since this is a new portfolio for me in my government, good that I have the Honorable Vijay Nath, who's been very experienced in this area, but it has given me an opportunity to come around to visit the area. Last time that I've come here has been as a health minister, as in a labor minister, so totally different areas of focus. There are first, for any government, there are basically two critical aspects that we need to think about for any government, things that I've been telling everybody that I meet. The government basically has to do two things. We elect a government to lead us, and we elect a government to serve us. And that is basically the role for all leaders, to lead and to serve at the same time. And for our government, it's also about making sure that we can put in place a proper and sustainable infrastructure. Not just infrastructure that will get bad quickly, not just roads that we put in and now after a few years they're destroyed, or water sources that get destroyed quickly. It's very important to make sure that you do it and do it right, so that the infrastructure can be sustainable, so it will contribute to our well-being over the long term. We've all witnessed the economic developments taking place here in the north and in Sub-Sahel. This morning we had a very good briefing at the Commissioner Northern's office, looking at all the developments that have taken place. And government has invested quite substantially into our infrastructure development, including roads, jetties, electricity, and water, just to name a few. And all of these developments is only possible when the economy does well. Because when the economy does well, then you have funds available to look after these developments. And you know that under the government that we have currently, we've already had 9 unbroken years of economic growth, and we're headed into our 10th straight year in 2019. That has been the foundation under which the Bainimarama government and the Fiji First government, of which this is the second, have been able to work for the development of our country. And that means we're headed for more prosperity and greater opportunity for everybody in our country. Our 2013 Constitution highlights a few areas where we have rights for every single person in this country. Rights for people in Sub-Sahel, rights for people in Mombasa, the same rights are for people in Laos, Kandavu, all over Fiji. The right to transportation, the right to housing and sanitation, the right to food and water, the right to health, and importantly, what we're here to do, the right for access to electricity, access to energy, access to light. And your government aims to provide access of electricity to every single Fijian by the year 2021. Every single Fijian, wherever they are. That is the target of government. And not only that, we want to have all our energy coming from renewable sources by 2030. I think your energy in Sub-Sahel at the moment is mostly coming out of diesel generators. The government's target is by the year 2030, 2 targets. First, provide electricity to all. And we're almost there. 96% of our households are covered. You, the people that are here, are part of the 4% that are left to be covered. 4% of households. After that, our next job is to make sure that all of this energy is renewable. Energy from the sun, from the water, from the ground, all of these geothermal, things from, what do you call that thing? Biofuel and all of those sorts of things that do not lead to more carbon going into the atmosphere. More renewable energy is necessary to save the world, because the world is getting hotter. The world is getting hotter because we're putting too much carbon into the atmosphere. The more diesel fuel that we burn, the more carbon gets into the atmosphere, and the hotter it's going to get. And we have to cut that down. And that's especially true for nations like ourselves. As I said, 96% of our people have access to electricity, and that has risen quite substantially from 2007, risen by 7% from 2007. And for the next few years, we will target the remaining households that are left, the last 4%, the 7,500 households left. The portion of our population connected to the grid has increased to 79% compared to 63%. So in 2007, 63% of all the people in Fiji were hooked up to EFL. Now it's up to 79%, almost 80%. Almost out of every 5 people in Fiji, 4 are connected to EFL. Almost 4 out of every 5 in Fiji. So to achieve our target of hooking everybody up to electricity, we'll need an investment of $3.341 billion. That's a lot of money. Government has continued to invest significantly in our rural electrification program. In the past 5 years, government has allocated $224 million to the Department of Energy and the group. The Department of Energy then pays the EFL and pays for the wiring for this electrification to take place. 70% of that money that is given to the Department of Energy is for rural electrification, for people like yourselves. This has benefited a total of 25,165 households. In the current budget, government had allocated 61.2 million, which will connect an additional 6,623 households for grid extension and solar home systems. Government has removed the contributions that used to be levied to the communities, and you here in Balanga have benefited from this initiative. You know before that when we pull electricity, the communities have to pay 30%. 30% of the cost, and it came down to 10%, came down to 5%. Now you don't have to pay. Government foots the bill. Government gives my ministry the money, we pay EFL, and they do all the other work that needs to be done. Furthermore, once you register with EFL, government will be able to assist you by subsidizing 50% of your monthly electricity bill up to 100 kilowatt hours, provided your combined household earning is less than 30,000 a year. Additionally, you also have the opportunity to obtain part of the 5% non-voting shares in EFL. So electricity can be subsidized, and also you become an owner of EFL. These things have never been done before and have been introduced by your Fiji First government to assist those who have the least in our society. To you, my friends here in Nukuloa, Balanga, my fellow Fiji citizens, I want you to know how much all this costs. An investment of more than 70,000 was made for the grid extension and house wiring project. It will provide a reliable supply of electricity to 30 households, that is approximately 150 people, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, God willing, unless there's a big cyclone that comes and knocks down all these poles. First of all, the families here, thank you for your patience and for trusting and believing in this government to bring about this development. I can only imagine the life that you had to endure while living without a sustainable electricity source. So ladies and gentlemen and friends, enjoy and use the electricity supply wisely for good things, for educational things, for things that lead to a better life, things that lead to better educational, economic and social activities that allow you to pursue a higher standard of living. So today, we're not only commissioning this energy source, this new light, but also a better life. So use this power for good, use this to improve the lives of your families, use it to build a better future for yourself and for your grandchildren. And with these few words, I now have the great pleasure in declaring the Balanga Nukuloa Electrification Project open. Thank you, Nawalewu, and God bless us all. All right, let's cut the ribbon. Thank you. And we now invite you, my dear. Can you switch it up? Did you reach? All right. Commissioner, as the ladies are getting ready for the tea, just raise your hand.
your way up to the mic stand here.